Okay, well that's kind of an ungodly mess right there, but if you've never tried to work with clay before, it does not sit down. I'm gonna have to wait till this dries up. We'll get a few rains to let this stuff kind of settle. After it dries down, then I can really work it. The next part is I'm gonna go ahead and shut the water off and go ahead and plumb it into the building. But I am a little concerned that this water still has some smell to it. Oh, not bad. Boy, it is clear and clean for sure. So it doesn't have any smell at all right now. This morning it did, but it's been on for several hours. It's 11 right now. Probably started here at about 8. But so let's get started on the inside. I'll just kind of mock this stuff up real quick. All right, so that looks good right there. I think that's how I want to do it. The only thing I need to do first here is I'm going to go ahead and poke a hole through that wall, and it's going to come straight in from the outside, and I think it'll all line up really well on the outside to go right in there. And then I'm going to have to come off with a series of 90s, come up across and go over to that tank. And then, of course, we have the water line right here that goes outside. And this is the drain line. I'll probably put some foam in there because the drain material they have, or the drain hose that comes off of this salt water container, is just a little piece of hose like this. So I'll just take this hose, stick it inside of that hole, and probably cut some foam to fit in there, seal it off. So let's get started drilling this right here. So I really don't want to run this PEX right through the wall. I'm afraid that over a period of time it's going to chafe it. And I just happen to have this, what is this, schedule 40, probably 1 inch. And this pipe will fit perfectly in there. So I'll make a piece go through there, just exactly the right length. And then I'll put this inside of that to protect it. So let's put that in the wall. All right, we'll skip that. I'm not using 3/4 PEX to come inside to this whole assembly. I'm using 1 inch PEX, and I don't have anything to sleeve that 1 inch PEX through. I'll have to go buy something, so we'll have to stop on this for a while. And I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and take the outside, and I'll take that outside and plumb it all the way up to this point on the outside. right, well, we're back here today, and I was able to find a piece that I can use to go between the wall where the water's going to come in. And I brought my hole saws, and it's going to be a little difficult to use this since I've already done this. So what I might do is I'm going to try to drop a 2x4 down here and back it up so I can center this drill bit on this. See if I can get that hole through there the right size. And then I'll have to do the same thing on the outside, and then we'll put that sleeve through there. So let's get started on that. Alright, before I hook this up, I could just put an elbow into here and bring it inside, but I want to put a spigot out here so I could put a garden hose out here and do stuff with it. So let's build something inside real quick so I can put a little spigot out here. I think something like that. Come out of the well, come out straight out here, or into the tank on the inside, either way. Okay, that looks pretty good. So now I need to build something that comes across this way, goes back here, probably goes just across the back here, and then maybe up. I could do that, or I could just take it and build it back through here, then come straight up here, go across, and come into this tank. So let's see if we can scab something together for that real quick. All right, let's take a little look, see what's in here. And what fittings I'm going to need to hook it up. These fittings right here, I had got Plumber Gilbert to get me a couple of fittings, and I was going to use those and put a sleeve between them, or a connector between them. This piece shoves up on this back of this head on this water softener. And to boot, I didn't have enough elbows, or 90-degree elbows and pecs 1 inch to do what I needed to do there. Also, putting these together, the O-rings, they want you to put a food grade silicone on, which I didn't have. So I went out and got this. A bag full of 90 degrees that I can use, and 2 of these fittings that will thread right on here, which are going to make it really nice, and some multi-purpose silicone grease. It's food safe. But temporary last week, what I did when I realized I didn't have all this stuff, I did this right here. I went ahead and temporarily put in this little piece here, scabbed it in, put a valve, a shut-off valve on it. I went ahead and put a little hose end piece on this PEX sticking out of the ground, because eventually it's just going to come from that PEX and come up inside of here, and it's going to fit right on this. So I was going to temporarily take the hose and hook it up onto here, turn this on city water so I could feed the system on the inside. The next thing I was going to do was going to go ahead and come in the basement here and shut off all the supply lines that are going off to the various things. Cold toilet, lavatory in there, washer, shower, and sink. Same way on the hot side. And then I was just going to open up the sink side and push take the filter assembly off right here, put a little bleach in there and run it through. After I pulled this out and was cleaning that out, I realized they had a crack in it. It didn't get serviced last time. It froze at some point and it cracked. So I bought another whole thing here to put up, a double one actually, which is right here. And I think I can mount that in the same place, even though it's got 2 filters on it. Here's the old one that came off there, and it had a little bitty hairline crack you can see right there. I filled it up a little bit of bleach, started filling it up with water so I could put it in there and turn the water on to the camper, and it just started leaking right there. So, and the other thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to pull a little bleach down in the well. So this morning when I got here, I went in and hooked up to that line with the garden hose. Went ahead and put this small end that I have on there, and I poured bleach down in that opening, 1 gallon, which probably is not enough, but it'll probably do enough to kill what little bacteria was in there. Poured the bleach in there, and then I ran this externally until I could start smelling bleach coming out of this. So it went through the pump, through the lines, through the tank, through the hose that 1-inch PEX I buried, and then back out of here. And then I put it back in here after I could start smelling bleach, and I let it circulate in there for a little while, and then I turned it off. And now it's been sitting there for a couple of hours, letting that bleach kind of do its thing. So I think I want to probably go ahead and hook the trailer up, put that double filter piece on there with no filters in it, and then run this fresh, clean bleach water through all those different areas in that camper, especially the sink where I'll be drinking water and whatnot. I'll let it run through those for a little while, and then let it sit in those lines for a little while, and then put that filter assembly back on with filters in it, and we ought to be good to go. Fresh water. So let's get started on that filter assembly first. So I certainly hope that this thread size in here is the same as the old ones coming off the trailer. If not, again, I won't be able to really do what I want to do here. Maybe. Good. Same. This little double water filter setup off of Amazon wasn't very expensive. I think it was around 40-ish with 2 filters in it. So this little unit from Amazon was really made for an RV trailer when you park at an RV park, and you could hook your input hose, water hose, into this, and then you have another short hose that comes over there and hooks into the input on the trailer. But this will work perfect for what I'm doing. Those lap screws won't work. I thought they might. Let me find something else to go in there. A couple of regular self-tappers here. Okay, I think I'm ready to hook water up to this and turn it on. I'm going to be shocked if there's not a leak here anywhere. So I'll hook the water up, I'll turn the faucet on, I'll only turn the sink one on, and I'll turn it on inside the trailer right now so it's opened up on the cold side, and see what, actually the cold and hot side, I think. We'll get it running through that water heater as well. So that one's open and sink open. The wash machine, the shower, the sink, and this is input. This is input and this one's input, I think. All right, let's see what happens here real quick. You know, maybe I'll turn the inputs off first and I'll turn them on inside here. Okay, I also went ahead and scabbed together a way to get this gray water out and not dump it into the lateral line, because it's going to have bleach in it. I'm going to be running it for a minute to clear that bleach out, so hopefully that'll work. All right, let's turn this water on. I kind of wished I had a little valve right there to do it on its own, but anyway, we'll see real quick. Let's go look at that real quick. Thought I saw a little leak right there. It is. Where's that coming from? Yeah, I thought that might be an issue. I kind of need to shorten this hose back a little bit in here because this is so much wider. Let me do that first real quick. All right, we'll take a couple inches out of that right there. All right, so lucky I do have a 1/2 to 1/2 inch splice I bought just in case I needed it, kind of for this kind of situation. I do have it. Gilbert does have a 1/2 inch adapter to go on the gun, and I also bought some of these 1/2 inch copper compression pieces for it too. So let's cut a couple inches out of that. Leaks. All right, let's turn the kitchen hot and cold on. There. Now this is the hot water tank. I'm not quite sure why I don't see water coming out of here yet, but maybe it's filling it up. Certainly hear it flowing. I don't know what that's for. Oh, there we got some water now. All right, so everything worked great except for one thing. And when I turned the water on to the toilet, it just started spraying everywhere. So it turned out to be this. a simple fix, not very expensive. I ordered one. It'll be here in a few days. So we'll have to keep doing it the old-fashioned way. But for now, I'm going to turn all the water on and get all the bleach water all out of the system.